June is here. Happy Pride Month, by the way. And since it's a new month, it's also time to talk about new episode titles for you and Idol PreCure. Hello everyone, it's Leo, you are on Magical Cinnamon, and today we're checking out the June episode titles for you and Idol. This is going to be a very exciting month because it is Zukun's and Kiss's debut month for you and Idol, but more than that, clearly, the story, the events of this season are making me go really crazy, and I'm very sad over what happened in episode 17, and it feels like we're gonna deal with that this month of June. So let's check out the episode titles very fast. We're going to have 4 episodes in this month. And we have episode 18, which is the next one, which is called Who Are You? My Heart Just Went Zukun. And this episode is clearly going to focus on Uta's feelings because she's going to go crazy over Zukun. We've seen this before in You and Idol PreCure. Uta is a huge, not a fan, but she really got impacted by Kaito's dazzling idol smile. And now it's stronger with Zukun. She's really going to admire Zukun a lot. Zukun really captured Uta's heart. And episode 18 is probably going to deal with that feeling. We're going to see a little bit more on Zukun and Kiss based on the preview. I feel like it's going to be another very exciting episode. But the debut, the transformation of Zukun and Kiss is going to be in episode 19, which is something we were already theorizing because of the merch release. And episode 19 is Our Vow, Zukun and Kiss debut. So one important thing to remember here is that we're dealing with a huge event after episode 17, right? So this episode is probably going to be a huge one because of that. More on that later. Let's talk about the other episode titles first. We also have episode 20, which is probably going to be an emotional one too because it's called Puri. Puri, Memory Seeking Picnic. Memory, we know what happened with Memories in the arrival of Zukun and Kiss, right? And the last episode of the month is called Extraordinary, Miraculous Unison. 2 important things about the name of this episode. This episode in Japanese is called Tobikiri, which is also part of a name of a song from Urara. Tobikiri hajikeru akogare. Do you remember that one? I love that. That's my favorite Urara song. Yuuki no Door. And that's part of the title of this episode, and also Unison, which is part of Cure Idol's song, which is part of Cure Idol's song title. So I feel like that's going to be important as well. So let's discuss the episodes. So episode 18 is the episode in which we're going to deal with Uta's feelings towards Zukun. We're also probably going to see a little bit of the villain on the villain side. Maybe we're going to learn a little bit more on what happened to Cuddy because, he got purified, but can they capture him again? Is he going to live happily now? Is he going to be a regular member of society? What is going to happen with him? I wonder if they're going to start dealing with this already now. If we're going to have new members of Team Chokiri because only 2. Girl, we need more. And so I feel like this is going to be an interesting episode for us to see a little bit more on Zukun and Kiss as well. But also I wonder if Utanana and Kokoro are going to start questioning where Purirun and Madoran are. Why didn't they come back from Kiraki Land? Why aren't they in contact? I feel like this is also going to be relevant. And then in the next episode, we are going to see the actual debut of Zukun and Kiss. One of the things that we don't know for now is if Zukun and Kiss are going to have human forms. We do know that they're Purirun and Madoran, but we don't know if they're going to transform directly from fairy to Cure or if they're getting a human form. What makes me believe that they are getting a human form, even though it was not shown in their merchandise, is that we are going to have a release of a pre-core for Kiss and a pre-core for Zukun. And I mean, this doesn't mean much because Cure Majesty had a pre-core day and it was just Majesty and baby L. We did not have a teenage version of L at that point in time. But the difference, at least to me here, is that both Metaron and Purirun, the fairy forms, they already have pre-core days. They already have a pre-core day. So I believe this pre-core day here will feature both civilian and Cure forms. At least that's what I think. And I also feel like the debut of Zukunin Kiss is going to be very important in the show because it will show the girls that they are Purirun and Metaron. I have no idea how, but I believe it's going to be in this episode that they're going to discover that both Purirun and Metaron are Zukun and Kiss. And I don't know if it's going to be in this episode or in the next one, but they're also already going to discover that both of them lost their memories. And girl, I am very curious about this power from Cure Kiss. This is very intriguing. I love this. Because next episode 20, is called Puri, Memory Seeking Picnic. And at this point, I feel like the memory that they're seeking is Purirun's and Metaron's memory. And so it's clear to me, based on the episode titles, that we're going to have at least 2 or 3 episodes based on the fact that Purirun and Metaron are going to be those new characters with no memory of certain things. And the memories that they lost are specific. Purirun lost her memories with Uta, and Metaron lost the memories of her feelings for Purirun. And I feel like those two things, they define those two characters a lot. So it's like a different Purirun and a different Metaron that we're going to have for sure in those next few episodes until they get their memories back. And that's what's been killing me inside. Oh my god, everything they built since the start of this story. Girl, I can't deal. It's too much emotion for me. But I think that this is going to be resolved in episode 21, which is the last episode of June. Because this episode is called Miraculous Unison. Kiseki no Unison. A unison of miracle. And Unison is the name, is part of the title of Cure Idol song. And I feel like Cure Idol is going to be very responsible for breaking free of the lock, the heart and the lock. I don't know. She's going to be able to bring those memories back. And I believe that it has a lot to do with the power of Uta and her song, with her the power of her singing. I think that has a lot to do with Uta. Uta is a very pure character. She's a very real character at the same time. And I feel like everything that Uta has been through with Purirun is going to fuel her wish of making the memories return. They are trying to find a way for the memories to return in episode 20 with the picnic. I wonder if they're doing a picnic to try and bring the memories back and maybe talk about certain event and try to trigger some memories. And they're probably going to see it's not going to work. I wonder how sad they're all going to be, especially Uta. And then in episode 21, I feel like this miraculous unison is going to be part of this miracle to return Purirun's and Metaron's memories. And I'm very curious to see how things are going to be with Zukunin Kiss without the memories, and then when the memories return. I feel like it's going to be a very, very emotional ride here. Very, very emotional ride. Another thing that I feel is important to mention here, I did not bring the pictures, but we are having some sort of focus on Kaito on merchandise. Together with Zukun and Kiss merch, we have a huge batch of merchandise for both Zukun and Kiss. We're also going to have a plushie for Kaito. And Kaito is also part of the next Pretty Store collection. I haven't done a video on that yet, but I will. It's a Sailor collection, and it is Utanana, Kokoro, and Kaito. So Kaito has been getting some sort of attention here, and I wonder if he is coming back to the show because it's been a while since he's been away. I wonder if he's coming back. I wonder if he is getting or some sort of relevancy, because so far he hasn't been that important. I feel like at the start when he appeared for the first time, yes, but then he was just there, giving some advice to Uta. He was important like in specific moments. Maybe he is going to have relevancy again in the show. I don't know, but I am curious to see what Kaito's role is going to be based on the merch that they're releasing from him. I feel like he has the potential to be an interesting character. So far, he is just chilling. He's just there, but I feel like he has the potential to be great. But so far, obviously the focus is going to be on the huge reveal that both Purirun and Merodon are Zukun and Kiss, and then another reveal that they are not the Purirun and Merodon that they knew before, because now they're different because they lost a huge part of themselves so that they could become Zukun and Kiss. I wonder how they're going to feel about that. I wonder how they're going to discover, because we have no idea how they're going to discover that they gave this up. Maybe Picanine will tell them, because does Picanine know that Zukun and Kiss are here? Probably, they will probably tell Picanine too. I feel like Picanine might be an answer to this. So many theories, so many events. Oh my god. Next week, we might have episode summaries that are going to give us a little bit more of an insight as to what's going on in June. And I am excited for that. I think it's going to be very cool. I think this month is going to be fire, and I'm very happy because I love June. Happy Pride, babies! Anyways, babes, this is it for now. I want to take this little time to thank the Magical Cinema production team helping me with this content, and also the members. If you're a member here on YouTube, on Patreon, on Throne, thank you very much. I really, really, really appreciate it. And if you've watched up to now, thank you so much as well. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.